Good day and welcome back to another World of Warcraft video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Pilgrim's Bounty event, how it works, how it can help you, and basically everything you need to know about it. So yeah, let's take a look. So the Pilgrim's Bounty is a special event that runs between November 24th and December 1st. The vast majority of it is hugely focused on food. It's a great way to increase your classic cooking skill, and honestly a lot of it is just unlocking recipes and things like that. So unlike a lot of other events, this one doesn't give you a lot of seasonal items outside of cosmetics and some toys. So before you even look into it, if you're more interested in just getting some cooking recipes and that, and obviously a way to obtain some cool little reputational buffs, that's the main focus of the Pilgrim's Bounty. Now in terms of locations, you can find it at any major location. So Draken, Ruby Life Shrine, Darnassus, Exeter, Ironforge, Stormwind City, Orgrimmar, Silver Moon, Thunder Bluff, Undercity, and you can also find Pilgrim's tables at any minor towns with an innkeeper. Bountiful tables will be found there, but the quests and all the quests you can find only feature basically at the main cities, and you'll find those there. Let's talk about the food tables and the Spirit of Sharing buff. So the Spirit of Sharing buff is a reputational buff that lasts for 1 hour. It's a 10% increase. How it works is pretty simple. You will sit at a table, you can choose any chair, and you will eat food at that table. So each chair has its own unique food. You can also pass that food to other people at the table. How it works is very simple. Basically, you have to eat 5 helpings of each of the foods. Now, if you sit in your chair and have everyone passing over their food, it becomes very simple to get to those 5 stacks. So you'll be given 5 servings when someone passes along, you just have to eat all 5. If that doesn't happen, then what you have to do is you're going to have to go and basically switch between all the chairs. So you're going to have to move from the turkey chair to the cranberry chair, you're going to have to move from the cranberry chair to the sweet potato chair, until the point where you have 5 stacks of the food. Once you have 5 stacks, it will all increase your reputation by 10%, which is pretty straightforward. So yeah, it's just a reputational buff. It does stack with other reputational buffs. So yeah, it is helpful, but it's not super hard to get. During this time, you can also aim, of course, to obtain the Pilgrim's Bounty achievements relating to the chair. So you can pass one of every dish. You can bounce food off someone else's head, and yeah, you can acquire the Spirit of Sharing buff from a complete bountiful table at each of the Alliance capitals. So pretty easy peasy. In terms of the daily quests, it's different from faction to faction. So firstly, for all the recipes and things, you can just simply you'll find these barrels, you can open them, learn the Bountiful cookbook, and then you can buy a whole bunch of these items. And basically by buying these items, you can get yourself some really good easy quest EXP. Now Horde and Alliance are different, but basically there are daily quests that you'll find at each major city. So for example, on the Horde side, it'll be Thunderbluff, Orgrimmar, and Silver Moon. And for Alliance, it'll be Stormwind, Ironforge, Exeter, Darnassus. And basically, there are different daily quests that you'll find there. So these are very simple, very easy. You can take them, for example, 20 candied apples. Or for example, I can take this one, which asks me to make cranberry chutney. And these recipes are all given to you by the trainer, so by that book, and all the ingredients for them. So say for example the candied chutney. So for example, the cranberry chutney requires me to get tangy wetlands cranberry and honey. Now honey I can get from the Bountiful chest, but the cranberry chutney you can purchase from the Bountiful barrel in front of Don Moro, which is the dwarf starting area. So it just requires you to move around, whereas for example if I'm making the pumpkin pie, I can buy the Elwyn pumpkin from here. The only thing are the turkey meats. So turkey meats can be found in the Tirisful Glades and the Elwyn Forest basically, and that's where you can find it. So to get a lot of the ingredients for the quests, it just requires you to basically go through and go to different cities and purchase them. And that's kind of the idea, is you're making the pilgrimage to get the ingredients. Now on top of that as well, these recipes have certain cooking requirements, but most times they're very easy and you can actually spam if you want to. For example, like just to get your cooking up, you can spam making spice bread and spice bread stuffing, which are entirely free, meaning you can buy them from the barrel for very minimal gold, and build your cooking skill up to the point where you can do them. And it's all classic cooking. Now the rewards that you get are basically twofold. So you can grab yourself some cool Bountiful Pilgrim cosmetics. On top of that as well, you can also complete the Pilgrim's Bounty, where you can get the Pilgrim's Bounty, which can contain potentially a toy, a rare version of the hat Transmog, and on top of that, a frightened bush chicken pet. And if you complete the major quest line, which just requires you to cook through all the recipes, for example, you'll see I'm currently on mine for pumpkin pie, that will give you essentially a turkey pet and a turkey caller toy. And that's that. That's realistically pretty much everything that you can do. So it's really quite straightforward, at least when it comes to all of the quest lines. It's really quite simple. So that's it. Like I said, the rewards are very simple, the quests are very simple, but there are some cool achievements. So let's just kind of run through them. So obviously we have Now We're Cooking, which is cooking up one of every Pilgrim's Bounty dish. You will naturally do this by completing the quest line that runs you through them. On top of that, you can acquire the Spirit of Share from Bountiful table at every single Alliance capital, and you can do the same whilst you are basically doing it at the Horde capital. You can then complete each of the Pilgrim's Bounties dailies. This requires you to just repeat the recipes you did for the main quest line, but completing the different dailies, so making the 5 dishes again, but for the daily version. Then there is a special achievement which requires you to have a Pilgrim's hat and or one of the chest pieces from the quest that you can find here, the dress or the robe or the attire, for example. And what that'll do is that'll give you a special achievement if you defeat the Talon King Icus. Talon King Icus can be found in the raid, in BFA, in the, I believe it is in the, trying to remember now which raid it's in. Oh, no, I think he's in Sethic Halls. So I think he's in the dungeon actually. Sethic Halls, which I think is in Warlords of Draenor. Or is it? It's all the way in TBC. Yeah, Sethic Halls. So you need to kill Talon King Icus in the Sethic Halls. You can now do this very easily, obviously, so it's not nearly as crazy as it used to be. Then you have the Turkinator. This one you can just defeat basically to 40 wild turkeys, and you have to get the turkey buff. And you have to basically defeat them super duper quickly. It's really not that crazy, but it is something that you're going to want to probably do. And then you can blast a whole bunch of rogues with your turkey shooter, which is probably the hardest achievement to do and requires you to probably organize a group or basically just find a whole bunch of people and basically just kind of wait around the hub area and maybe snag a rogue if you can find one, which yeah, isn't the greatest thing, but is pretty simple. If you do all of that, you will be rewarded with the Pilgrim's title, which is pretty cool. And that's it. So realistically, super duper simple. Honestly, Pilgrim's Bounty is just one of those events where you can enjoy yourself and really just work on like some classic cooking, which I think is really the biggest thing. You'd also obviously get a reputational buff, some toys and cosmetics, but it's more just a way and was a way to really kind of push yourself up through that classic cooking. So yeah. So that's that for Pilgrim's Bounty. If you need any more help, let me know. But otherwise, I'll check you guys in the next one. So until then, take care, stay safe, and as always, See you guys next time. Bye.